Greetings and welcome to your Pisces season readings. Thanks for being here. This is Carolyn. If you are new here, I do these readings by element signs of the Zodiac. So you can check the description for the exact time if you would like, but I do this in the order of water, earth, air, and fire. So you can choose to just listen for your sun sign. I always suggest to listen for your rising sign because it's just as important, if not more important. I always suggest you just to listen to the whole thing because if you're here, there's probably a message that you need to hear, and we all typically have all of the elements in our chart. You can also look at what part of your chart pertains to whatever you're curious about. For example, if your insight is looking for love, then look at the planet and house that rule love in your chart. If you're wanting understanding around your relationship with your mom right now, look at the planet and house that corresponds to mother energy in your chart, okay? So before we dive into Pisces season, I do want to acknowledge a few cosmic events that just happened that we're still moving through. So the day before Pisces season began, we had the Aquarius lunar eclipse. So lunar eclipses tend to bring endings, cumulative events coming to an end, and emotional clarity, especially around whatever area of life Aquarius is activating for you, whatever house you have it in, whatever planets you have it in. So with Aquarius energy, the focus is on freedom, community, innovation, truth, and breaking away from old patterns that no longer serve you or your growth. Mind you, we just moved out of Aquarius season, right? So this eclipse has likely stirred something in you that's asking to be released so that you can step forward with more authenticity and vision. And at the same time, we're also stepping into the lunar new year, moving into the year of the horse. So the horse energy is about movement, forward momentum, adventure, confidence, and owning your own path with boldness, right? So this year invites you to ride the current of at your own pace, to trust your instincts, and to break into new territory, just being courageous and having a lot of curiosity. So as we enter Pisces season with the lunar eclipse still kind of lingering, especially the first week, and then the year of the horse beginning, there's a blend of emotional release, a lot of spiritual sensitivity, and even an invitation to kind of move forward with heart-led strength. Also, just a reminder that Pisces season is ruled by Neptune. So this is a time where things can feel more dreamy, emotional, intuitive, and even a little confusing. Neptune energy kind of blurs the lines, so you may feel more sensitive to people, environments, and just energy in general. Pisces season tends to heighten intuition, spiritual connection, creativity, and emotional depth. These are all Pisces traits. Also, it can bring escapism, nostalgia, and kind of like a feeling of not fully knowing what's real versus what you're projecting. Again, all Pisces energy. And during this season, grounding yourself and listening to your inner voice is going to be key because it is water. It is highly intuitive, witchy, dramatic, just all of the feels like I just said. And it's also the last part of our astrological calendar. Pisces is the last sign of the 12 zodiac signs. And then after this, when we move into Aries season, that's the spring equinox and that's the beginning of a new season. So this is also a season of endings, not just because of the eclipse, which obviously falls at this time of year every year, and the ending of the snake year, but all cumulative. Like it's a lot of endings. So hold yourself with grace and composure and make sure that you're practicing self-care and grounding and keeping your nervous system regulated, and also really checking in on a daily basis about whether or not the feelings you're having and the energy that's coming in is actually yours to hold and transmute, or if it belongs to somebody else. So thanks for being here, and we will get started with our Pisces season readings. All right, we are here for water signs. So Pisces, happy birthday Pisces. We have Cancer and we have Scorpio. So this is the Star Tarot deck. This is a new deck for me. I'm super connected to it. And I'm really obsessed with the imagery, and I really love the book that the author wrote with this card. So I'm going to read some parts of what she wrote, and then some will be like my normal messages that I'm just coming through channeling. But the way that I'm connecting with this deck is very much through what the artist actually meant when she designed the card this way. So that's why I feel called to read that. So Six of Cups energy for Pisces season. How fitting, right? Pisces season is, it is what it is. I talked about it in the introduction of what that was, but this is water, this is emotion, this is feeling, this is nostalgia. This is a cups card, which represents water, right? Like it's all of those feelings, the feelers feeling heavy feelings in the feeling season, except this is about nostalgia in a good way, in a positive way, in a remembrance way. So I'm going to read what she wrote in the book about this. A warm breeze caresses your face and a familiar feeling of warmth and innocence sweeps over you. So beautiful. It's the way it's written. A sweet memory from your youth makes you smile, bringing happiness to your heart. The Six of Cups blesses you with the remembrance of the innocent child you once were, stirring and awakening your inner child. It brings pleasant memories from the past to the present, bestowing gentleness and inner harmony, simple pleasures and happiness, but also signals some inner work. The key to the Six of Cups is integrating the past into the present, reflecting on the dreams of your youth and where you are now in your life path. The Six of Cups gift reconnects you to your soul purpose, awakening the childlike imagination to future possibilities. I'm not going to read everything she wrote, but that really is embodying this energy for you. Pisces season, for the water signs in Pisces season is, they zero focus on the negativity, zero focus on the trauma, zero focus on the shadow of the past, right? That is not the energy. It is the feel good, the nostalgia. Where can we, it's like bringing up the good memories. And so we're shifting our vibration and we're using that. We're feeling good about the past and not focusing on the negative. We're also in eclipse season right now. So it's trudging stuff up. But Spirit says, like, why does it have to be dirty? And why does it have to feel gross? It doesn't have to be painful. Like revisiting the past and looking at things, there are beautiful memories. There are childlike wonder. There are things that you can go back and you can feel in nostalgia and that Christmas. Spirit says, why are you focusing on the one negative Christmas when you also have memories of like the really positive, fun Christmases? Personally, I can think of that. I can think of one awful Christmas where my parents got in a fight before they were split up. But then I also think of this time that I got my favorite gift in the entire world and I was so excited. I still literally have this stuffed animal, right? So why would I focus on the negative when I could focus on the positive? I want to read what the imagery means. So in this, the two children ride the magical rainbow pony. Don't you? My Little Pony is what it made me think of, right? Right? Think of like your favorite childhood toy, nostalgia, and like how much you loved something like My Little Pony and how those things still bring you joy when you see them, right? I just got this, go walk through one of those antique vintage stores, not a thrift store, but like the antique stores where people have like the different booths. And you will see toys and things from your childhood, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, it'll invoke good feelings in you, right? So doing a practice like that and walking, I said that right when the timer was at 3332. That would be really nostalgic and good for you. The children symbolize reunited twin flame of the spiritual and physical self. That is not about you and another person. It is about self. This is about coming back to self. I repeat, this is not about you and another person. This is about coming back to self. The healed and the fulfilled inner child, right? So I'm obviously adding my own into this. So it's like we're connecting the two, right? Like we're connecting that inner child back to the healed parts of us as an adult. And we're saying like that part of you is safe. I had this come up around the holidays where I had like a conversation with my inner child where I had to literally be like, bitch, will you just fucking chill and let me live? Like, I know that you have tried to protect me and defend me, and I love you so much for that. And I'm so grateful for all the times that you showed up. But like, I am a capable, grown, healed adult that knows how to handle my shit. So can you just let me live? Like that kind of conversation. The rainbow pony flies above the rainbow, the bridge between heaven and earth. I feel like that's a nod to your intuitiveness and like your really big openness. There's like a really extra big window right now of water signs being open to the spirit realm, okay? Below in the realms of cosmic sacred memory of all time, the six lotuses ascending symbolizes growing towards enlightenment. The sun rises shining out with cosmic fire of wisdom and love. So it feels very much, it's giving magician energy where it's like Spirit is saying like you have the tools, right? Like you've literally fucking risen out of these lotuses. You have the support of the sun harmonizing and giving you sunshine and feel good energy. And then like you have the magical fucking pony. Like that's literally how I hear it. Like look at the face of this like unicorn. It's like all blissful, like away we go. And then the kids are like fairies. So it's like you have the fae earth element grounding energy also mixed with the lotuses, which is like an earth element coming out of a water element, right? So and I have a lot of water in my chart, and this resonates with me too, where Spirit is literally like, can you just take this and accept it and literally run with it? Run with the healed parts of yourself. Run with the feel good parts of yourself. Again, run with the healed parts of yourself. Do not focus on any of the negativity. Just focus on where you're at and how far you've made it. There is a wonderful medium named Lauren Rainbow, and I was listening to something, I'm in one of her groups. And she talked about this girl questioned like, the path in life and, shit always happening and this and that. And Lauren is probably 10 years older than me. And she basically was like, that's life. And the thing is that life is, there are always going to be flows. And the older you get and the more you have practices and yada, yada, yada. She didn't say it like this, but this was the idea. You learn how to flow with it, right? And for me, the key message of that too is like not focusing on the negative and nothing is backtracking. You are not going back. We are only moving forward. There might be hiccups along the road, but Spirit says like, keep going forward. Focus on the healing. Focus on the good. You're not backtracking just because that shit still comes up. When it comes to the surface, say, I'm ignoring it. Fucking literally, like Spirit's like, push it to the side and focus on the good. Okay, water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. This feels like a really great season for you if you allow yourself to feel good feelings and stop using your emotions and your empathy and I feel so much for other people as a fucking excuse to bypass your own shit, right? Like, fuck the collective for the next couple of weeks. Focus on yourself. Like literally, it's like stop using the other people's energy as an excuse for why you act or feel the way that you do. Stop focusing your energy. I guess Spirit wasn't done. Stop focusing your energy on other people and their problems as a way to not move forward and be healed in your own happiness. It doesn't matter what is going on in the world. You can choose to be happy and you can accept being happy. And that's okay. It's not your job to feel the pain and carry the weight of the world and transmute the world. And like, it only does them no disservice. It does the disservice to other people because you're not allowing them to learn your own lessons. But like, you don't fix anybody by carrying their shit. Now you're both just carrying their shit and everybody's fucking miserable. So Spirit, it says, stop using other people as an excuse. Step away, focus on yourself, and own your own shit. Okay, water signs. Like I said, I'm 40% water, so I'm listening to Scorpio, Pisces. Happy birthday, Cancer. Love you. All right, earth signs. We have Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So I'm equally parts water and earth. So I will be listening to these messages for myself as I'm talking. So my first thought when I saw this card was, the Eight of Wands, it's about action. It's about forward momentum. It's literally about action. It's the one card in the original Rider Tarot Coleman deck that does not have any people in it. It's literally the card. The simple answer is like, especially if you like, say you had a yes or no question, should I do this? And you pull it, the answer is yes, right? It's moving forward. My first thought was, it's time to undig the feet from the earth of that grounded, that root energy, right? That earth energy. And like, I literally heard feel the chaos in my head just now. And like, these are lightning bolts. I am going to read some from the book on this, but it's like, pull those fucking feet up and literally like run around like a banshee. These are the exact words that they're saying in my head for the next month. So here's the thing. This Pisces season, this is the last season before the astrological new year starts over, right? This is the last hurrah. This is the bang. The energy here is very, very, very different because it's also the eclipse season, right? And we also started the lunar new year. So there's a lot being stirred up. Now, typically at the beginning this week, it's like a lay low type energy for most people, but for you, because you're already so grounded in that earth energy, after we get through the first couple days of Pisces season, it's like by like Wednesday, Spirit's like, no, like full fledged, like get into this energy. I'm actually going to read. So this Eight of Wands arrives in brilliant fashion, blasting away anything that is holding back your aspirations. So I'm going to speak to that too, because like that is what eclipse season is doing, right? Like it's coming through. It's asking us to reevaluate. It's the beginning where it's saying, when we just ended that snake here, it's saying shed, start, new, like fresh, like let go of anything else. I should have said this at the beginning and I'm going to say it now. I have a great script on my YouTube for, I have a couple I have for like, but one is for like releasing stored emotions in the body. And then there's one for like cutting ties with people. That's a great scripted thing to be using right now. There are times when things just seem to be dragging and life may appear boring and lackluster. Distractions, mental blocks, and delays get in the way of our progress. Something is out of sync and inspiration is aspirate. Where is that supporting universe? The key to the Eight of Wands is to be open and ready to use and direct its transformative energy, okay? So this is what's happening. This is you have an opportunity. You have the transformative energy here with you right now, supporting you during Pisces season. The gift of this card is lightning fast energy, bringing clarity, focus, and movement into transmutation. But literally, they're like, you got to get your fucking feet out and stop the stubbornness and stop the rooted, the downness, and literally like shake it up. And the Spirit is saying, look at the parts of you that are not so fucking great. Look at the parts of you where you need to admit, like, you get in your own way and you're stuck in your own way. Even if it's like, no, like, I'm so positive about this and I do great and this and this and this. And, I do what I'm supposed to be doing. Obviously, it's not fucking working. No, it's not. obviously if it's not working right, like if you might think that you're being positive or think that you're doing all things the right way, but if something is stuck in a loop and you're unhappy, whether it's love life or work or friendship or whatever, um oh my gosh, I'm hearing it from that there's like a sound where it's like the thing the loop has been interrupted, or like you have gone off key, or whatever that sound is I'm hearing, if that means something to somebody. But they're not doing it the right way, whatever it is, right? And I'm also guilty of this, right? Like I am not perfect. Goes for everybody. But if there's something where it's not aligning in your life like you want, you're really having to move on and maybe adjust your belief system, maybe adjust your thoughts. Maybe there's something that's not in alignment anymore. Maybe it's like you're getting in your own way, thinking that you have to think that things are a certain way. When you're like, maybe they don't have to fucking be like that. And then maybe that'll shift everything for you. I'm going to keep reading, actually. When the Eight of Wands comes shooting in your life, you will feel highly energized, like a whirlwind. Things are moving fast. I'm also going to say, I think because you're earth energy, right? So you're able to ground a little bit more during the Pisces season of all the feelings happening because you're more grounded, right? So earth placements can actually deal with that water energy more. Like a whirlwind, things are moving fast. This is not a time to ponder. It's a time to action and accepting change. The Eight of Wands is cosmic energy from the spirit pulsing through your electrifying life. It sparks a fire inside your heart and a soul that is fueled by divine inspiration. An awakening or the proverbial aha moment is experienced. Okay, I'm not going to read any more for that. But literally, wherever you're inspired to move, take action. Wherever you feel stuck, again, I keep saying it, pull the feet up, pull the root up, and take fucking action. Like, literally, they just showed, like, literally pulling the fucking whole root up. It's funny because they don't show you, like, cutting the root. They literally say, like, no, we're going to pull that whole root up. Imagine, like, a big, juicy, sexy tree root or plant root, and it's still a part of you. It's still attached to you, but we're pulling it up so we can fly around and get shit done and do the work. And then when we're ready, we can plant back in a different place and put that root back down. And what you're going to realize is when you pick up and you go to a different place and you land again and you put that root back down, that one original root is going to ground you to the earth, but other roots are going to form and suck you down. And then that original root is going to fall off and you're going to be a whole new person with all new juicy roots planted in a new place. And they're going from one big fat root to you're having 4 separate roots, which is more like the chair and the stability and the 4 legs, right? So the way that I just described that, that's how spirit shows your journey in my head, okay? So think about how much better that energy feels of the 4 corners of yourself, the 4 aspects, the 4 elements of being rooted and gentle and held down versus like this one big fat root that's like been stubborn and held up and is like full of shit that needs to be cleared away. I am going to read about the imagery just for shits and giggles. There's a mandala, cosmic energy with a heart in its center. There are 4 bolts of lightning penetrating the mandala. The lightning bolt symbolizes pure cosmic energy, infusing the heart with divine truth, inspiration, and light. The spirit energy is flowing into the heart where all at once aha moments occur. And spirit says literally like, when you have those moments, sit with it and be like, oh yeah, that's right. Don't bypass it. Sit with it for a few minutes. Take it in, feel it, meditate on it. Something else I heard in the same talk from Lauren Rainbow was talking about angel numbers. And she said, when you see an angel number or you see synchronicity in numbers, I'm paraphrasing what she said, ask yourself, like, what was just happening? Was I just in alignment? Was I just feeling good? Was I just feeling bad? What was I just thinking? And then I saw this. Also ask spirit, like, okay, you have my attention. What do you want to tell me, right? So you have to sit with that energy for a while and listen for the message. The heart shoots out pure thought into action, represented by the 8 shooting stars. Also, I love that it has shooting stars in it, if that means something to you, which originates from the heart chakra. The 7 colors of the chakras are imbued upon the mandalas. A violet circle surrounds the heart, revealing the opening crown chakra. This chakra powerfully transmutes the energy with divine wisdom to the heart and awakens the life source. The cosmic light of the universe is shimmering into your body, soul, and spirit. The 8 of Wands is pure cosmic energy radiating from the heart, transferring this momentous energy into actualized matter. Probably didn't need to read the whole end of that, but for those of you that would have been like, wait a minute, she cut it off, I wanted to finish that. So earth signs, let's see if there's anything else. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I feel like I lectured you hard and solid enough. I could actually hear Virgo energy being like, fucking enough. It's fine. I'm a Virgo moon, so I feel you on that. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, you can do it. I believe in you. Pull up that fucking root and go plant it someplace else. And for anybody wondering, there's a fly driving me nuts right now. If a fly is also your symbol. All right, my wonderful air signs. So we have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is the 7 of Pentacles. This is a really beautiful card. I love all the art on in this, like the design down at the bottom. I love the butterflies, the rainbow butterflies coming out of the flowers. I love all the different flowers. Like literally, like my eyes are going to how the flowers are, like there's so many different ones. I love these butterflies. I love them creeping up. I love this like sacred heart looking thing over her chest. What is this on the left side? It's like a bow. Do you see these like purple bows? I'm going to have to read what these are about. Oh, and then there's the rest of the butterflies. And then how we have, again, these horses up here. So 2 of the cards have the horses at the top this month. There's just so much color, so much beautiful like alignment. It feels like going on within the chakras and this energy. It's so funny to me because this kind of looks like an eclipse. What are the odds? Okay, so air signs, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I'm going to actually start off by reading from her book. When the 7 of Pentacles enters, a goal has been reached, a job completed, or a journey made. Your hard work has paid off and your harvest bountiful. This card brings completion and a time to pause and reflect on the process it took to achieve your goal. Okay, the earlier in the season that you're watching this, I want you to know like the week of the eclipse. So like if you're watching this like the first week of Pisces season, it really is about rest and slowing down, right? But I feel like the message coming from this is saying like, you've done work. Now, this doesn't apply to every part of our life, what they're saying, right? Like, so there's a certain part that you've really been working on and you feel like you're like, not a breaking point, but kind of a plateau. Spirit's like, it's okay to stop and chill on that, right? Like, you know, because people are always working on, whether it's house projects, like a work project, a self project, maybe a specific thing in therapy, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a trigger, like whatever it is. But it feels like there's 1 or 2 things, specifically like one big thing, and you might feel like you kind of hit a plateau. And Spirit says that's because we are in a chill mode and we need to just stop and reflect a little bit and just let this calm wave ride out before we are like look for chaos and try to rev something else. Like it's okay. It's like you're like, oh wait, it's all quiet. Is it safe? And it's like Spirit's like, yes, it's safe. It's actually supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be calm. It's supposed to feel good. It's supposed to be safe. I know you're not used to it because you're so used to like your nervous system being like, but like the quiet and the calm and the peaceful. And Spirit says it's supposed to feel this good. So that feels like a very specific message. The horizon is open for new dreams and desires to manifest. You are deciding your next move. Again, I'm going to say like, this is the end of the astrological calendar and we're in this Pisces season because when the Aries season hits and we're in that spring equinox, the energy really shifts heavy. So not the calm before the storm in a bad way, but like taking the energetic rest and the reset while you can have it. Something in your heart stirs. Oh my gosh, I was getting ready to say, while we're swimming around in this Pisces energy. That's funny. And there's more to your path than material gain. Your soul hears a higher calling. I'm going to say this. When you put when your heart is truly aligned in the work that you do and your passion and your day-to-day life, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. It really, the abundance will come because you get fully in alignment when you're doing what you love and you feel joy and happiness and contentment in something. It shifts your entire vibration, right? Abraham Hicks says like, if there's something that you have to do, like say I have to go to work, right? It's not a choice. And you don't want to, you have to figure out a way to make it feel good or you're fucked. Those are not her words. Those are mine, right? So it's literally looking for okay, well, I really love being able to run the air conditioner and be cold when I sleep, right? So I'm going to go to work because then I can, I make really good money and then I can crank that air down as low as I want. I ain't got to worry about it. I actually really love that I can go out to eat when I want and, have a good time with my friends and I need the money to do that. So hell yeah, I'm going to go to work and make that bread so I can do these fun things. So there's a shift in perspective that needs to happen for some things. Okay. Your soul hears a higher calling. The key to the 7 of Pentacles to continue the cycle of abundance by expanding out to the world community. The gift of this card is connecting with the work that brings you true fulfillment emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Okay, so again, everything I was just kind of speaking to, plus adding another layer. And I'm going to use myself as an example for this. I have no air signs in my chart, by the way. Only my Chiron. When I first started this YouTube channel, it was exciting and it was fun. It still is, right? And I really genuinely enjoy coming up with the ideas and recording and making the graphics. I genuinely do it. And I'll check in like once a week or when I'm making content and I'm like, do I still enjoy this? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Now, last week I had some visitors and I was pretty tired and I took some time off. And then I was like, okay, yeah, like this is cool. I could take a break for like 4 or 5 days and not post or make anything. That felt good. And then I went right back this week and I had a flood of ideas coming in and it still feels really good for me to hop back in. So I'm doing it because it feels good. If I started to make a video or do something that didn't feel good and it felt like a chore or job, I'm going to stop doing it. Okay. let's read about what the imagery means, because there's a lot happening here. There's a maiden holding an abundant garland of harvest. Okay, that must be where I'm seeing the bows. At first glance, the image looks beautiful and fulfilling, but as you look closer, her eyes, ooh, what are we saying? Her eyes look upward towards the waning moon, as if it's saying, is this it? The beautiful garland is becoming heavy with outgrown ideas or lifestyles, which this kind of is relating to that earth energy where it's like time to like move on and like figure new things out. The garland holds 6 shining pinnacles, telling the story of her travels and lessons through the 6 previous pinnacle cards. The 6-pointed star symbolizes the balance between fire, water, masculine, feminine, and the aspects of spiritual and matter. The 7 ascending butterflies shine with the colors of the chakras, indicating transformation and change, leading to a new perspective. That reminds me of the lotus in the previous card. The butterflies pass through her heart chakra. The heart chakra holds the 7th pinnacle. Interesting. Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice that. That's the 7th pinnacle up there. Wow. Lost my spot. A 5-pointed star symbolizing the microcosm, macrocosm. Cool. In each of us working from the heart. The heart chakra bridges the 3 lower chakras to the 3 higher spiritual chakras, as above, so below. Okay, that's hilarious, because in the other card, I think the first card, this reading, I said it's giving magician, and that literally is the as above is below card. The 7th pinnacle can be seen as the alchemical vessel where based material objects are transformed into golden treasures for love and humanity. Also, I'm like a freakish speed reader, but I still struggle with words. So let that be a thing for anybody, right? Like, I have no shame. I will read out loud. If I don't know a word, I don't care. I'm like, I don't know that word. I'll spell it to y'all. Sometimes I'll literally be like, a word I don't know, and I'll keep going. But I literally got like a perfect score on my ACTs in reading. But then there's certain words that I struggle with, and I just own it and I don't care, right? So I feel like that in itself, me doing that, that's something somebody needed to hear. Where the alchemical vessel, which I still don't think I'm saying that right, whatever, where base material objects are transformed into golden treasures for love and humanity. The butterflies lead our eyes to the rainbow of horses, of the dream time, shifting the consciousness to higher levels of thinking and consideration. They pass over the balsamic moon, leading thoughts to new ideas and places, as well as a new cycle of evolution, right? So, you know, they're saying like working through this energy, flowing with the Pisces season energy, like this would be one with the fish. So just allowing yourself to ride, literally they're showing you like grabbing onto this fish through Pisces season and just riding with it, right? You know, it's literally like, imagine if you're out to sea and like you go under and a mermaid saves you and you like grab onto the mermaid and somehow you're like, wow, I can breathe just like the mermaid, like I'm using her energy. And she's just like swimming you back to shore, and you're just like, oh, I'm good. She's saving me. I'm here for the ride. I can breathe. There's no struggle. There's no pain. Like, and then you get back to the shore and you're like, it's like you convince yourself that didn't really happen. Because you're like, there's no way that was real. But like, I'm sitting here and I'm calm and I'm safe. And how did I just get here? And it's like a fever dream is what I hear. And you feel like you have these experiences, or you're like doing these things and you're like, that wasn't real. And Spirit's like, okay, whatever you say. So I think there's another message coming in of like elements trying to work with you, and elements talking to elementals. So I had a friend that was like, you know, would dead people be moving all this stuff around my house and messing with me? And I was like, girl, it sounds like you got fairies and the fae, right? I had a healing session from somebody over the phone, somebody that wanted to do my events. And I like specifically heard like, okay, like I'm going to call in gnome energy at this time to work on me. The next day I go on a trip and there's a gnome statue right when I walk into this place. And I was like, oh, the gnomes heard me. So I'm not going to go on about that, but if that's tinging something in you or that sounds interesting, do some research and some learning about working with elementals. Not like the elements, not like earth, wind, water, fire, like actual elemental beings. Okay, bye. Love you very much, Aries. I'm sorry, air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. All right, fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Why do I feel like we've been here before? Like pretty recently. Why do I feel like you've gotten the Queen of Cups like multiple times? And I feel like Spirit's like, we really do not want to lecture you on getting in touch with your feelings and acknowledging other people's feelings like anymore. But yet here we are. I am just going to start off by reading about her, right? So remember, okay, my eyes are going to the bird down the bottom right. And also we have more lotuses. And I do feel like I need to remind you that like the You know, these cards, when we get the queens, the kings, the pages, these people, they don't just like embody us, but they embody, it's like spirit saying like they embody like the persona and the energy of like people just in general in our life. So they're expanding it to more like not just like one person, but like the energy field that you're putting out of like all the people that you're drawing towards you, right? It feels more like that. And this is pertaining to that. So it's like, excuse me, you don't realize that you're putting off like this radar, this energy around you that is, I'm trying to see how they show this. It's like there's all these certain people that are like on the inside of this energetic bubble, but then there's like 80% of these people that are on the outside because like they just can't get in. And so it's like kind of like you're stuck in this like cycle, this like loop. I keep hearing that sound again. I wish I could know what that was. Somebody comment if you know what I'm talking about. But it's like you're in this loop of like the same people, and you need to like break this out of this like energetic thing around you. That's how they're showing it to my head, in my head. So the Queen of Cups is the ruler of the heart. Actually, they wanted me to read this. She's full moon, sacred days, Beltane, astrological aspect, Scorpio, elements, water, shield, mandala. Keyword, heart of gold, mother, goddess of water. For whatever reason, they wanted me to read it on that one. Queen of Cups is the ruler of the heart, the portal of the divine, and the keeper of the Holy Grail. Oh, that's interesting. So the Holy Grail, I feel like, again, when I decide to read from these, it's usually because there's things that need to be said or big points that need to be made. So me saying that like I almost called it the chastity, the what's that name? You guys know the cup she's holding, there's a name for that. The grail she contains holds a magic elixir that flows from the deep wells of the universe, love into hearts of humanity to inspire, bring peace and healing. Okay, so fire signs, they're saying like there's an acceptance aspect that you have to people that you're not realizing that like can bring healing to other people. Okay, so I'm gonna say that again. There is an acceptance aspect about yourself where it's almost like, you know, whether it's like I don't have time to like worry about shit like that, like I just don't care, but it's like it makes other people feel loved and accepted if you could understand the tact of how to come across, right? Because like for you, I literally don't care about whatever that is. And they're over there like, oh, they love and accept me how they are. Spirit says like, can we find a balance between the two? She channels divine love, reflecting its infinite wisdom to the world around her. This wise and loving queen acts from her heart, offering unconditional love. She's highly intuitive, deeply spiritual, and extremely psychic. She listens and trusts her intuition. The queen is sure of herself, communicating her thoughts and feelings from a place of love without judgment or criticism. Oh my God, that's so funny. I literally just said that, guys. I just said that. The Queen of Cups is mother, wife, sibling, lover, or friend who is loyal, loving, compassionate, and caring. The Queen of Cups message is to channel divine love and wisdom, practicing its gifts in the physical world. Okay, so Spirit's like, you don't have to be lovey-dovey. Like, it's almost like they're saying, let's come at this from a different angle because you're not accepting the messages in the ways that I previously said them. So Spirit says, how can you embrace everything I just said, but not do it in a lovey-dovey way that makes you feel icky? Because you can still be this nurturer and this caregiver and this lover without doing it in like a woe is me. Spirit says, first off, that's your own shit. That's the zone, like you not wanting to be seen as a victim or you not wanting to be seen too vulnerable. Like that's your own shit. So like, don't try to correlate that with this is just the way that I am, because that's literally, they just keep saying that's your own shit to work through. But like, you can't deny that you do like to take care of people and you do love people and you do like have, it's like in giving Enneagram 8 energy where it's like, I want to like fight for those that can't take care of themselves and I want to defend and I want to like, you know, like people are like, you're like, they're not, you know, pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. You like want to reach over and like grab their bootstrap and yank them up for them, right? Like Spirit's like, that's still you loving on people. That's still you nurturing people. Like that's still you're loving in an aggressive way. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I want to read a little bit about the card. The magical golden papyrus growing out of the deep subconscious water bursts with stars everlasting existence. The fish represents our soul wisdom that seeks transcendence. The blue lotus flowers symbolize wisdom and purity and enlightenment. The scarlet abyss was sacred to the Egyptians, symbolizing the connection of the heart and divine wisdom. Her necklace is pearls, which is wisdom. Her hair, golden hair, is 3 braids on either side of her head, representing the cycle of the goddess, life, death, and rebirth. Her crown is from scallop shells, precious jewels, and pearls. So I think something about shells. The Queen of Cups mandala is decorated with 8-pointed lotus, symbolizing cosmic harmony. At the center are 3 spiraling circles of goddesses. So I kind of just skimmed through that and read that in case anything popped out or anything landed with you. Actually, I didn't read about the bird that I wanted to read about. Let's see if I can. Oh, I went right back to her. Thanks, Spirit. Actually, it doesn't say anything about that little birdie. That's weird. Interesting. Um, so my eyes did just go to one line as I put that book down where it said accepting their sacred gifts. And so Spirit's like, let's reel this back in. We've tried, and this is a thing that's beyond these readings, they say, right? This is a pattern for you. You hear the same thing 5 times in a row, and there's a stubbornness where you're just don't fix it. And every time you hear it, you're hearing it in a different way. It's the same message being coded or delivered different. And it's like we keep trying to change it, but the same underlining thing is the same, right? So whether this is a pattern in your life, whether it's an addiction, whether it's a trauma, whatever it is, there's a pattern where it's like, and they just show it as like a 5, just as their example. It doesn't mean that's what it is, but it's like, we showed you 5 different versions of this same thing, or 5 different ways to explain this same thing. And it might be a different flavored cookie, but it's still a fucking cookie, is how they say it, right? Like it might be a different flavored cookie, but it's still a fucking cookie, right? And so look at the cookie, not the flavor of the cookie. Look at the cookie. So I'm just going to leave it at that, because I feel like that is going to click for people in the way that it needs to click for them. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah. Embracing emotions in a different way, and knowing that emotions and feeling the full spectrum and caring about people does not make you weak, right? So you need to reevaluate this. She's a fucking queen. She's not a pushover. She's a queen, you guys. She's a queen. She sits on the throne next to her king. That's as high as it gets. So like, why would we be acting like she's some weak, fragile thing? She literally is a fucking queen. Okay, so we need to be reevaluating. The divine feminine is strong and intense, and she will chew you up and spit you the fuck out if you wrong her and her kindred. Like the way that they're saying it in my head is wild, right? So like, you need to be reevaluating and looking at what the divine sacred feminine is, because she is not weak at all. She is strong, and she will burn. They're showing me what's her name? I'm not gonna, it's so funny because I could see her, but when I don't like hear the name distinctly, it makes me feel like I shouldn't be saying it. But they're showing me that, it's maybe she's wanting me to say something different. Cause I'm thinking like Kaya or Kali. I'm thinking of Kali, the birds things down, but I feel like there's another energy or entity or like deity, like with a K name trying to come through. Or maybe it's somebody's dead person trying to sneak in the end of the reading. So that was a message for you if you have a K person in spirit. And I'm going to stop right there before I start doing a reading. That's not what we're doing here. Okay, fire signs, Leo, Aquarius, Sagittarius. What I was getting ready to say, I'm not going to say spirit. I was going to say, like, quit thinking that opening your heart makes you soft. We're going to end it on that. Love you, bye. Thanks so much for being here. Please make sure to also listen to the February season readings. And as always, if you could subscribe if you have not, and like and share my videos, I very much appreciate it so I can continue to do this work. Have a great Pisces season and take care of yourself.